Hi guys, welcome to today's literacy session. So I've got a quick starter for us on the slide. It says, can you spot the mistakes? So this is our text from yesterday. I've taken a little bit from it and I'd like you to have a look and see if you can spot the mistakes. So it might be an idea to pause this video and see if you can find any of the mistakes. Now you've had time, you might have found some of the mistakes. We're going to go through some of them and you can see if you got them correct. So here are the corrections. So the word school was spelt wrong. We did have grow, and that was spelt wrong, and it was also in the wrong tense. We obviously would say grew, and that's the correct spelling. We had a couple of missing capital letters. We had Victoria, Rosa, and Dash, which are all names, so remember they need a capital letter. And the word had was spelt incorrectly. And also here we had commas for lists. So before the last item that we've listed, we need to put an and. So I hope you got some correct. Well done for having a go at that. So today, our learning objective is to write descriptive sentences. To be successful in today's lesson, we're going to be using adjectives to describe. We're going to be using verbs as well to describe. And also we're going to be seeing if we can use adverbs and some connectives to create some complex descriptions. So to get us introduced to this lesson, I'd like us to have a little think about what a noun, an adjective, a verb, and an adverb is. Now, we should all be familiar with these word forms because I know we've done them before, but just have a think, maybe pause the video and have a think and just have a recap on maybe the definitions on these word forms. We're going to have a look on the next slide, but just see if you know before I tell you what they are. So, a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. So an example of a noun could be table, could be Miss Benger, could be pencil, England, something like that. An adjective is a describing word. So a word which describes something. So fluffy, red, scary, that they would be examples of an adjective. A verb is a word that shows an action or doing word. So walking, jumping, skate, ride, talk, they're all action, they're all doing words. That would be a verb. And an adverb is a word which describes a verb. So it gives us a bit of information on how the action is being done. So for example, quickly or slowly, quietly, neatly. Okay, usually adverbs end in ly as well. So that's a common suffix that our adverbs would end in. So today's lesson, we're going to be doing a descriptive writing challenge today. So it's something a little bit fun that we get to do together. We're going to be practicing our descriptive writing by writing sentences to describe things in the house. So in a minute, I'm going to send you off on an object hunt to grab some objects. They can be any random objects. And you're going to try and write sentences about those objects, including a noun, an adjective, a verb, and an adverb. Now, it's a challenge because each word type will be worth points. So that means if you include a noun, that will be 1 point. Adjective will be 2 points. Verbs, 3 points. An adverb will be worth 4 points. So at the end, we're going to calculate how many points we got for each sentence, and then we can post them on DB Primary and compare our answers and our points with everybody else. So that'll be quite fun. So now's your time. You might want to pause the video, go on a little object hunt, pick about 2 to 3 objects in your house that you're going to write descriptive sentences about. Your objects could be anything. My objects that I've chosen for today's lesson, I'm going to use my blue water bottle and a pencil. So it doesn't have to be a really exciting object. It could just be what you've got in front of you or something just in your house that you want to write about. So pause the video, go and find some objects, and then come and join me back here. You should have found your objects, which is great. Now we have our objects, let's practice at writing some descriptive sentences to describe them. We can be as creative as we like. Today is just a practice, getting familiar with our descriptive writing, having a little recap of these word forms. So we're just going to have a bit of fun today, really. So I'm going to get up my whiteboard and we're going to first write some sentences about my objects. Then you're going to have a go by yourself at writing some sentences about your objects. So as you can see, my whiteboard is here. I've got my word forms here with the points so I can remember how many points I'm going to get if I use each word form. So the first object I'm going to write about is this pencil. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to start off by saying, and as I'm writing my sentence, see if you can identify the word forms in my sentence. The sharp blue pencil writes neatly. Full stop. So that's my first sentence there. The sharp blue pencil writes neatly. So when we've done our sentence, we're going to look back at it and we're going to take the colours. So I've got a blue, a green, a red and a purple. If you don't have the colours, you can just underline and write the word form underneath. I'm going to look back at my sentence and identify the 4 different types of word forms. Then I can calculate how many points I would get for this sentence. So for example, my adjectives are, I'm going to underline in green. So can you spot the adjectives in this sentence? We've got sharp and we've got blue. Good. And I would get 2 points for these word forms. So I'm going to put 2 under there and a 2 there. Good. Now in blue, I'm looking for my noun. So pencil would be the noun. It's an object, it's a thing. So I'd get 1 point for that. And in red, I'm underlining my verb. So writes is a doing word, it's an action. So I would get 3 points for that. And the last one, can anyone identify the adverb in this sentence? It would be the word neatly. And I would get 4 points for that. So then I would calculate how many total points I got for this sentence, which would be 12. So this would be a 12-point sentence. Good. So now I've done one sentence about my pencil. I'm now going to see if I can do another sentence about my water bottle now, my blue water bottle. So again, as I'm writing this sentence, see if you can identify the word forms as we're going along. So I'm going to start. The turquoise water bottle stands quietly on the table. Full stop. So that's my second sentence. So exactly like we did with the first sentence, I'm going to get my different colours and I'm going to identify my word forms and calculate how many points this sentence is. So my adjectives, oops, I'll just change that back there. So my adjectives, I'm going to underline in green. So can you spot any adjectives? So describing words, it would be the word turquoise, which describes the colour. So I would get 2 points for that. And now to spot my nouns. Can anyone spot my nouns? So it would be water bottle. Get 1 point for that. There's also another noun which I added on the end, I'm trying to get lots of points here, would be table. That's an object, it's an item, so it's water bottle. So I get 1 point for each of those. Now for my verb, so an action or a state of being. Can you spot my verb? it would be stands, which I would get 3 points for. And last but not least, I'm going to identify my adverb, which would be quietly. Good. And of course, I've used all of the word forms in my sentence. Try your best to include all of the word forms. If you can only get maybe an adjective and a noun in your sentence, then that's still really good. So for this sentence, if I calculate my points, I'd have 11 on this sentence. And actually, this sentence is actually worth more points. Great. So this is your task today, to find objects and to write descriptive sentences on them, and just have a little bit of fun with this. Now, just quickly before you go and have a go, if you are trying to challenge yourself and aim for our purple success criteria today, that's when you would use conjunctions to create complex sentences. So I'm just going to show you a really quick example before I leave you to have a go. With my first sentence, I could add on the end of it, the sharp blue pencil writes neatly and makes no mistakes, full stop. So here is my conjunction, and this is the extra bit that I've added onto the end, just for an extra bit of detail. And you might find as well, if you add a conjunction on and a bit more detail, you might actually get some more word forms in there, which means more points. Have a little play about with this today. You're going to write sentences about your own objects, including the different word forms, just like I did. When you're finished, underline the different word forms in the different colours. And remember to calculate the points you've got for each sentence. You could work out your total number of points for all your sentences, or maybe you can choose your top point sentence and post it in on DB Primary in the collaboration area. I can't wait to see some of your sentences. Good luck. See you for tomorrow's literacy. Bye.